Targeting terror, the TSA announces passengers from 14 countries will now face tougher security measures to get into the U.S. This as President Obama heads back to work to meet with the nation's top security advisors. A brutal blast of winter starts the new year for much of the country as the deep freeze stretches all the way from Minnesota to parts of Florida. We'll tell you when the cold snap may finally come to an end. Family and friends go on the offensive to help find Susan Powell, the Utah mother who's been missing for nearly a month. We'll talk to one of her closest friends about the desperate search. And the world's tallest skyscraper opens for business early this Monday morning, January 4th, 2010. Good morning, I'm Harry Smith.
And I'm Maggie Rodriguez. Happy New Year, first Monday of 2010. How was your holiday?
Really good, and you?
Very good.
Good to have you back.
Thanks, I missed you.
Yeah, aw. We have much on our plate this morning, including talking about this story in the NBA, still unfolding. Gilbert Arenas, one of the stars of the league, allegedly drew a gun on one of his teammates in the locker room. It wasn't loaded. He's going to face law enforcement authorities today, but this is a bad and volatile mix. Professional athletes and guns. We'll tell you why that's a big story in a little bit.
Also this morning in Health Watch, we'll tell you why one of your, and especially your teenagers' New Year's resolutions should be to get more sleep. There is proof now from researchers that the later the bedtime, the more serious problems it could lead to. And our Dr. Jennifer Ashton will be along to give us all the details. But first this morning, President Obama back to the White House this morning after vacationing in Hawaii. And priority one will be figuring out how a would-be bomber boarded a plane over Christmas and what needs to change. CBS News senior White House correspondent Bill Plant is live at the White House with more. Good morning, Bill.
We're moving into Maggie's.
Yeah, on the 21st floor, which is much easier to handle.
There you go.
Thanks so much, Russ. Up next, a high-tech way to find missing Utah mom Susan Powell begins today. We'll talk with one of her closest friends. Also, an NBA star faces tough questions about why he allegedly pointed a gun at a teammate. And important information for parents of teenagers, why sleep can help your kids from being depressed or worse. You're watching The Early Show on CBS. It is 7:16. Welcome back to The Early Show. This morning, friends and family of missing mom Susan Powell are launching a massive new effort today to try to find her. CBS News correspondent Michelle Gielan has the latest on the desperate search. 7:30 on this first Monday of 2010. You're looking at a live shot of the city and Central Park. 12 degrees, I understand, when Mr. Harry Smith walked across the park this morning.
Balmy.
Why do you do it when it's so cold?
No, it's not an issue. It's just, why wouldn't you?
Okay, because
right?
it's cold.
Well, it's just chilly.
Invigorating, though, I bet.
Right. Hardy Midwesterner, that's not a big deal for us, all right?
Wimpy Floridian. I took the car. Welcome back to The Early Show. Coming up, we've got some very important information for parents. It's long been thought that adolescents, teenagers, do not need as much sleep as younger kids, but a new study suggests that they may actually need even more. And better sleep could help prevent depression and other serious problems. We'll tell you about it.
And on a much lighter note, our own Bobby Flay teamed up with White House chef Chris Comerford on Iron Chef America last night. They took on a very tough team of Emeril Lagasse and Mario Batali. Guess who came out the big winners? Bobby's here to tell us all about his big victory. But first, the NBA is suffering another hit to its image. One of the game stars, Gilbert Arenas of the Washington Wizards, is accused of drawing a gun on a teammate last month. News correspondent Bianca Solorzano is with us in the studio with more. Good morning, Bianca.
Hi, good morning, Harry. Wizards point guard Gilbert Arenas is expected to face more questions today, but this time they'll be coming from law enforcement officials as part of their investigation into the alleged gunplay inside the team's locker room.
In this morning's Health Watch, adolescence and sleep. A new study shows that teens who don't get enough sleep are far more likely to suffer from depression or even have suicidal thoughts. Our own Dr. Jennifer Ashton is here with more. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Maggie.
What did the study find?
This was a very reputable study done out of Columbia University. They looked at over 15,000 teenagers from 7th to 12th grade and found a couple of things. Those who got 5 hours of sleep or less were 71% more likely to report symptoms of depression depression and 48% more likely to have thoughts of suicide than those who slept greater.
So these are not small numbers. These are huge numbers.
They are huge numbers. They found other things. They found that those teenagers who went to sleep after 12 midnight had a 24% higher likelihood of reporting symptoms of depression and were 20% more likely to have thoughts of suicide if they went to sleep at midnight or later. So again, we know sleep is important. We've talked about it on the show many times, but this is really one of the first studies to make such a powerful link between depression and suicidal thoughts.
But it surprises me that it's true, because normally you think that when a child gets older, they just don't need as much sleep.
That's right.
Your kids are getting there. They stay up later and later and later.
And now, listen, I have 2 preteens. In my house, this is a nightly struggle to get them to go to sleep early, and surely every parent can relate to that. But yes, it's true. The thinking now is that in adolescence, teenage years, that those children might actually need more sleep than a child in grade school. So this is a very important thing that parents really need to be aware of.
So how many hours of sleep do you think teenagers should be getting?
The ideal number is 9 or more. Now, again, you can always get an excessive amount. We're really talking around 9 or 10. They should go to sleep by 10 o'clock at night. And again, everyone's different in terms of what time they have to get up to start school. And we also need to mention that storing it up on the weekends is not protective. So they really need to get this sleep on an hourly basis.
This is such a great reminder about why we can't skimp on sleep.
We really
it's the first thing that we
It has been linked to immune problems and general health, but mental health cannot be neglected either. And you know, the other thing that was found in this study, Maggie, that I think was significant is those children who got less sleep or whose parents were not rigidly enforcing their set bedtimes were more likely to report that they didn't think their parents cared about them as much. So there are wide implications to this.
So your kids almost want you, even if they don't say it,
While they're still under your roof, you should enforce their bedtime.
Spoken like a mom and a doctor. Thanks so much.
You bet,
For more on kids and sleep, just go to our website, earlyshow.cbsnews.com. Now, where is Harry?
We're right over here.
The Early Show continues now from the General Motors building in New York City.
It was a battle royal last night on Iron Chef America. Our own Bobby Flay teamed up with the White House chef.
They took on a tough team, too. It was Emeril Lagasse and Mario Batali. And guess what? Bobby won. That's why he's here this morning to brag. Just kidding. Good morning.
It was very, very